Example 2, working in Photoshop. In this example, we will work with combining 3 images together to create a new piece of artwork showing elements of the 3 original photographs. This will build on your knowledge from the example 1 and repeat a few of the same actions. I begin by opening up the 2 images, which I do with File and Open, and I select the Oil Drawing TIFF file and then the Photo Walk Grasses file. I want to alter the hue and saturation of the Photo Walk Grasses image. To do that, go to Image and Adjustments and Hue and Saturation. I want to transform the photo into something with some artificial colour, moving away from the naturalistic starting point. So I move the saturation up. I copy this image by going to Select and Select All, and then Edit and Copy. I click on the tab for the other starting image, the oil drawing that we've just opened. I then select Edit and then Paste. You can see over in the layer box the 2 images have now arrived in the one file. Because the top layer is 100% opaque, it conceals the image underneath. But we know that it is present by keeping an eye on the layer box. With the top layer selected in the layer box, I change the blending mode to vivid light. I want to be able to see more of the image below the top layer, so I reduce the opacity of the top layer a little to 49%. I just want to demonstrate how you can also switch on and off each layer while working by clicking on the little eye icon by each layer in the layer box. I'm now ready for the 3rd image, so I go to File and Open and I select the Paper Strips file. I adjust the brightness and contrast and hue and saturation to change colour and intensity of colour. I select all and I copy and I paste the image to the file with the 2 layers that we've just been working on. Once I paste, you can see how this increases the layers to 3. I decrease the opacity of the new pasted layer slightly to about 80%. I changed the blending mode to hard light. I'm now going to cut out areas of the top layer in order to reveal areas from the imagery below. To do this, I select the lasso tool, which you'll find on the left-hand side column of tools. This allows me to draw freehand a shape on the image using the marching ants. Make sure the correct top layer is selected first. I draw a small shape with the lasso tool and then press the delete button on my keyboard to remove that section. To achieve a smooth and subtle edge of the cutout shape, I make the feather option 50 pixels, which widens the area across the line being deleted. I'll demonstrate the same cutout with a 0 pixel feather effect, and you can see a much sharper, more obvious cutout shape. So that's something to experiment with. You can find different levels of feather to achieve different results in your artwork of cutting out shapes. I use the history bar to go back a few steps and reinstate the feather to 50 pixels. I want a very gradual cutout in this piece. After pressing delete with each shape, make sure that you deselect to remove the marching ants each time to move on to the next shape. I want to quickly show you the result of the 3 layers by clicking on and off each of the layers to reveal each one, which is useful when you want to get some clarity between the layers you're working on and see what's going on. I save the work by pressing on File and Save As, just as in example 1. First starting with the unflattened Photoshop file. I then go to Layer and Flatten Image, and I change the image size to an A2 dimension this time for printing, which is 59.4 centimeters by 42 centimeters and a 300 dpi resolution. I make a slight change to brightness and contrast. I save as, but this time as a TIFF file. And lastly, I save for web, which I do with File, Export and Save for Web, keeping the JPEG quality high, but reducing the size of the file significantly. Here's the result of the artwork comprised of the 3 different original images. Have a go yourself with the demonstration files saved in this module.